The road was terrible. Loose rocks, deep holes, no signs. GPS just showed a straight line in the middle of nowhere. Emily was asleep in the back, her head dropped forward. Scout, our German shepherd, sat in the front, alert, watching every little movement outside. I just wanted a quiet weekend with my daughter. Things had been a mess after the separation. When I found that cabin in Arkansas, away from everything, it sounded like exactly what we needed. We got there around 5. The cabin was old but solid. Small porch, tiny windows, no neighbors anywhere. Cell signal had already dropped miles back. Scout jumped out and started sniffing around. Emily followed him. I grabbed the bags and hung a hammock on the porch. The place looked peaceful. Just woods, no roads, no traffic, no noise. Right then, it felt perfect. Next morning, I started noticing things. Footprints near the shed, behind the cabin. Scout was restless all day, growling every time he got close to the trees. On day 3, I found an arrow stuck in a tree, about 60 feet from the house. Real arrow, metal tip, orange feathers. I tried to convince myself it was just a hunter who missed, but something felt off. Later that afternoon, I was making coffee when 2 guys appeared at the edge of the woods. They didn't come close, just stood there, watching. One had a camo cap, the other had a shotgun over his shoulder. Scout went wild. Emily got scared and called me. I stepped outside and asked what they wanted. The one with the cap smiled and said, "This land belongs to someone." Then they turned and disappeared into the trees. That night, I barely slept. Every noise outside made me check the windows. Scout kept pacing, sniffing the front door. In the morning, there was a dead rabbit hanging on the fence, right at the entrance. Blood on the ground. The animal hadn't been touched, except the eyes were gone. I got rid of it fast. Emily didn't see it, thank God, but I knew. It was a warning. I decided we were leaving. I wasn't gonna risk my daughter's safety over a couple days of peace. I tried the car. Nothing. Engine wouldn't even click. I opened the hood. Wires were cut. Someone had been there during the night. No signal. The main road was 5 miles away. I packed our bags. If we had to walk, we would. Right before we left, I heard footsteps in the woods. Scout growled and ran to the door. I grabbed the shotgun I'd found, locked in a cabinet the first day, told Emily to hide in the bedroom. Looked out the window. 2 men coming out of the woods, holding machetes and wooden clubs. One of them yelled that the cabin was theirs, said we'd been warned. I locked every door and jammed a chair under the front knob. Scout was going crazy, running window to window. Emily crawled under the bed, crying softly. They started hitting the walls, trying to break down the back door. The wood started cracking. I shouted that I was armed, that I'd shoot. They just laughed. The back door gave first. Scout lunged at the guy who came in, bit his arm hard, knocked him to the floor. The other guy swung a wooden stick and hit Scout. I pulled the trigger, hit him in the shoulder. He screamed. I shot again. Total chaos. They ran, but the damage was done. Scout tried to stand, but his back legs didn't move. He dragged himself, whining. I grabbed Emily and Scout, took them into the bedroom, locked the door, blocked it with a dresser. Footsteps again. They were circling the house, smashing windows, looking for another way in. I only had 1 bullet left. I sat in the corner, shotgun pointed at the door. Emily held Scout's neck, whispering to him while he struggled to breathe. Then everything stopped. A whistle, a single gunshot. Then, silence. I waited. No one tried the door again. I cracked the window. No one out there. They were gone. Maybe the shot scared them off. I didn't wait to find out. I packed whatever we could carry. If they came back, we'd already be gone. I wrapped Scout in a blanket, laid him in a hard plastic box I found in the shed, cut the sides, tied a rope to drag it. He didn't move much. just stared at me. Emily carried a small flashlight and a bottle of water. It was still dark when we left, quiet as we could. We walked for hours, the same road we came in on. Emily stumbled a few times, but didn't complain. Scout didn't make a sound. I kept listening. Every crack, every branch, but no one showed up. When the sky started to lighten, we found a real road. A little later, I got signal. I called emergency services, gave our location. The lady told me to stay on the line, but the battery died. I put the phone in my pocket. We kept walking. Emily next to me, Scout behind us in the box. After half an hour, an old pickup came down the road. Local farmer. He stopped when he saw us, gave us a ride into town. At the vet they said Scout's spine was broken. He'd live, but he wouldn't walk again. Emily cried, didn't leave his side for a second. I promised her we'd keep him. Wheelchair or not, we'd figure it out. What mattered was, he made it. Next day, the police came to the inn. I told them everything. Described the guys, the cabin, what happened. The officer said that area was no man's land, full of disputes and squatters. They said they'd look into it. But I knew how that would end. I went back to the cabin once, just to grab the rest of our stuff. The door was still broken. The rental still had its hood open. Blood on the floor. Emily stayed in the car, quiet. I looked around, closed the door, and left. That was it. Today, Scout gets around with a pet wheelchair. Emily pushes him through the yard. They're still inseparable. Sometimes, he lies by her bed at night, just like before. We never went back to Arkansas. He saved her, and I'll never forget that.